everybody, it is Christine. It is time for Scraplift Crafternoon. Let me show you the original. I think maybe Karen found this one. It's by Jessica Scraps, and this is an Instagram. So if she happens to have a video, Tara makes our documents, so I'm certain she'll put it in there if we have it. So make sure you do check below for the links, and also for the playlist for the other folks playing along. And also, I always forget to say this at the beginning, but if you don't mind, if you like my videos, do the like and subscribe thing. I know I'm terrible about, I watch people's videos and I'll forget to subscribe. And you guys, that's how YouTube knows you guys like us and blah, blah, blah. So if you don't mind doing that, I would greatly appreciate it. If you do comment, by the way, I always respond. Always, always, always. I just think it's the polite thing to do. Unless YouTube doesn't show me you respond in some kind of way, but I don't think that's happened. So this is the original. We got 2 photos. It's basically on, she's got like a ledger paper. There's 3 banners. Now, she has this big title here. I'm not sure I'm going to do that. I do actually own this punch. It's like a Stampin' Up! Punch. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't think. We shall see. There's a bunch of little embellishment clustery type stuff down here. There's actually a little faux, I don't know, this might be real mixed media, but I suspect it's faux mixed media. Then she's got the photos matted on another piece of paper. I may have to check into that. And there's a little bit of embellishment cluster up here. This is her title, by the way. Okay, so what I have going on, I got a couple wedding photos. This was the tie the knot portion of the wedding. And I thought the colors were just beautiful because I kind of got this real organic, you know, green color going on. And this is very Vicky. I'm pretty certain she's got Vicky Bouton. And this looks kind of Vicky Boutonish to me. So I got into my Vicky Bouton box here. I always put my Vicky Boutons in the same, I have this art bin deal and all my stuff goes in there. So I pulled out, I think this is from Discover and Create, and it's kind of got this maroon thing, and then there's like, you know, words about beauty and that kind of thing, and that seems perfect for a wedding. It's not the ledger, but I think it's good. And then I pulled out, this one is from the loose sheet from Storyteller. I think I got in a grab bag. I'm going to trim that, which makes me a little sad because I'm going to cut a big piece of paper for it, but it's the right color. And I'll make a banner out of that. I think I'll make a banner out of this. And I'll make a banner out of this. And then again, here's my 2 photos. So I got to figure out what to mount those on. I hadn't done that part yet. This right here, I saw that city tour that she had at the bottom right. And I thought this could be cute, this postcard thing. So I think I might do that down here. I think that's really pretty. So I pulled that little piece out. I have all these kinds of things for like a title. That's why I'm not certain I'm going to use that punch and stuff, because I have these cool, you know, titles and stuff. I actually have more stuck somewhere, but this is the titles. Okay, anyways, I'll get into all the, oh, and I also have these chipboard pieces. Oh, I like moments. I don't think I've used moments. That could be really pretty. Oh, here we go. Uh-oh, I'm jumping everything. Oh, that's really pretty. I wonder if I could always spell out like moments like this or something. I might get into that. I'm going to set this on the floor for the minute because I don't need it. But okay, let me do a little cutting and I'll be back on in a second. Okay, so I have got my photos mounted on white cardstock, and I've decided to use the back side of that really dark maroon. It has all these like circles, but the colors go really well. And once I get the photos matted, you won't really be able to see their circles. And the words and stuff like that don't really, you know, they're not really visible. It's more about the colors. And I think this looks really pretty against these photos. So I'm going to mount these. That's going to be that block. I've got the bands there, and they're cut at 2 inches. And I'm not going to really measure like how long, but I think they come into about the burgundy or the maroon or whatever, and then the stripe I think are around about 11 and a quarter, 11 and a half, something like that when it's all said and done. And then the green, now granted, it's not technically long enough, so I'm going to go ahead and make the bottom part, but I will split it. It's going to go behind the photos. Well, technically all 3 of them go behind the photos, but I wasn't terribly worried that that wasn't long enough because I knew I was going to be putting the photos over the top. So basically I'm going to glue that down. Well, I'll glue the 2 long ones down, and then I'm going to cut the green one in half and split it. So it's a pretend long one. You know, we do those things, those paper tricks. You know, it's funny. I think about sometimes these paper, these layouts that we make, and, you know, 100 years from now, if our grandkids are picking it up, I mean, they'll never know, right? I mean, maybe if they deconstruct it for some good, crazy reason, but otherwise they'll never know that you didn't have a full green banner here, Christine. So anyway, I'm going to glue these down. I use my ATG. I think I had changed my glue out, so it gets a little bit, or did I do a second? It gets a little bit, like, really juicy at the beginning of these tapes. That's not really the right word, but I get a lot of glue coming out in the beginning. So I'm going to glue this down. I actually just kind of eyeball it. I probably could have pulled out my T-square, but honestly, there was a stripe on that little stripe paper that I was able to kind of use for the green. And so I think this looks really cute. I did not put foam up behind the photos. I thought about it, but because the Moments was a chipboard title that I was kind of overlapping on the bottom part just a tad, and then I'll end up pulling out another word in a minute. I didn't want to give that too much depth, so I'm going to leave that on flat to the paper. I did cut off this little postcard piece. I'm going to get off into my binder in just a minute. I showed you guys that before as well, my Vicki Boutin binder, where I have used a little adhesive and stuck them to page protectors. Now, I will tell you, you may even see me struggle, although the binder will be off to the left because I don't really have enough room on my desk. Pulling some of my little pieces of ephemera up, I'll tear the backside of them. Again, it doesn't really matter because they get hidden, but I'm like, oh, shoot, I didn't want you to do that. I use a little Nuvo glue to glue down Moments. And I did find this piece, this little acetate piece over here that has Together on the top of it. That's not Vicki Boutin. I think that it might be Maggie Holmes, honestly. But it works well because it'll be Moments Together at the bottom down there. I don't use the tag. I don't do the tag. Again, as I mentioned, I do actually have that punch. I typically have used that on cards, if I'm honest. Not so much on scrapbook layouts. And I don't know, a banner title just didn't feel right to me with these photos and stuff. So I went ahead and went with this kind of title. And I'm going to get off into my binder. Like I said, it's on to the left over here. I don't know that you'll be able to see it too much, but I'm just going to kind of start thumbing through. You can kind of see a little bit right here. This is just kind of the various collections. And I try to keep them similar to Hip Clit. I'll keep them like in colorways or like similar, color schemes or something. Vicki Boutin is very much you can kind of cross them over if you want to. But she's got similar, color. Not exactly colorways the whole thing, but you can certainly coordinate them. Maybe that's the right word for it. So the photos, I'll tell you, this is actually, you can tell it's my daughter's wedding. And this was the tie the knot piece of the ceremony. I don't have oh shoot, you guys, I probably should go find it. I know I have it with the actual rope, but basically it's the concept behind it is there's a groom rope, there's a bride rope, and then there's a god rope. And there's like a little verse or like a poem or whatever you want to call it, a benediction of some kind, where you're basically saying that the marriage is one of three, not just two. So you're tying this knot, and the idea is you're introducing God into your marriage. So the gentleman that's in the middle there, so it's my daughter obviously on the left and my son-in-law on the right, and the gentleman in the middle is actually his brother. He was kind of funny. He was cute. I mean, I think he felt a little overwhelmed or a little intimidated by having to do that, but it was so sweet of him to do that. And I think they loved it. It was a really sweet piece of the ceremony. So I find this word beautiful. So now I'm kind of imagining the title is Beautiful Moments Together. It's just kind of a split title, maybe is the right way to read that. There on the original one, she had something like Grateful for This. And honestly, I have that right there on that page. And I actually almost pulled it off and used it. And I thought, no, I still like Beautiful Moments Together. Now, she had like one ticket in the upper left, and at first I thought, well, gosh, I don't have any tickets. And then I happened to see where I had fussy cut a bunch of tickets and slipped them inside the page protector. I'm like, oh, yay, I've got some. And then I couldn't decide between a couple, so I ended up with 2 tickets. And then I'm going to pull out, in a minute, I'm going to pull out a little postcard looking thing that has a little butterfly on it. So you'll kind of see me struggle in a minute. Well, let me hush for a second. Let me get these tickets down here first. I found this one that says Park Pass, and I thought, oh, gosh, that's perfect because we were inside, a park at Grand Lake. So I thought that was great. I thought that was perfect. And then there was one that just said Local Fair Return Ticket. And I liked it for the color, if I'm honest, although that totally works, the words on it. But I liked it for the color. I don't remember now when I come across that little butterfly postage stamp looking thing. Off to the right too, in the bottom right down there, you can kind of see I have a circle with colors all over, the little rainbows around it. There on the original, it had the coffee ring looking things. I'm going to kind of use that instead of that. Here's where I find this little banner, because she had a banner, and I thought, okay, maybe I can get this to work, but it's just so long, and I didn't care for it over the top of those tickets, so I'll leave that there for just a second. I actually even have the banner that she used, and I'll pull that out as well. You'll see me in just a minute. And I try it, but those colors were just really wrong. See, here it is. I found it. But the colors were just really wrong, and I decided against it. It had too much pink in it. It just wasn't going to work. So I thought, you know what? I'll save that for another day. So here's my little postage stamp. And so that's going to go at the very top. So I've decided to abandon the banner section up there. I didn't do the banner, and I did not do the tag title. Oh, here's a little butterfly. I think she had a butterfly on hers. I don't know if it was down there or not. I know I saw at least one or two. So I'm going to put that down there because the color goes really well. And then I think at this point, oh, and I found also down the right-hand side down there, she had like a little thing that said, it was like a little phrase, go something. I forget the little phrase. It was famous. But I found this thing that said dream in color, and I thought that was really pretty with the little Kodak deal. And I'm trying to think what else I do. I had this label here. I thought maybe I would use it to put the date or something like that. And then I thought, well, that's kind of goofy. She's got the date kind of on the right-hand side down under the title. So I decided, no, I'll do that. So here is where I'm going to glue the second half of this circle down. I did cut it. So I had it on the side and I cut it, and I'm reusing the second piece of it. Again, this is to kind of emulate those coffee rings. I did put a little bit of foam under the top part of the B, the F and the L of beautiful. And then here's where I'm going to put these little foam hearts. There's a couple little foam hearts. She had some little hearts. I'm just kind of doing a similar thing there. And then I'm going to pull out my date stamp, and I haven't pulled that out in a while, so I was kind of proud to see that. Yeah, there's me kind of thumbing through here, and I go, no, I think that's it. I'm just going to do those two. I only think she had two. I might be wrong, but I think I only saw two on the original, so I decided to stick with the two. And this is where I'm going to get my date stamp, and I'll roll to date it and use my memento ink. I actually have the archival, but it's not open yet. And I was like, Christine, you have a Mento right there. Just use that. So I'm going to do the date. I will kind of ghost stamp it a couple times. I'll do the main stamp, and then I'll do a couple little faded stamps so it gives a little dimension. I double check myself, make sure I had the right date. I was worried I got the wrong date or it's upside down or some such. So I did that, and then I kind of triple stamped it there. And that is the layout, you guys. I think it turned out really pretty. I love it. Thank you guys so much for watching. There will be the hop description below. So again, don't forget to check that playlist for everybody playing along. And also, of course, go to the Instagrams and give the original poster some love. And we will see you next time. Bye.